Welcome to Cattle Connect, your insight into Alabama's beef cattle industry. I'm your host, Josie Jones, and this is Cattle Connect, brought to you by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association.
Welcome back to Cattle Connect, cattlemen. This week, Aaron and I are going to get to talk about all things regional meetings, with that coming up quickly this summer, so we're going to jump right into it. But these are one of our favorite events that take place across the state of Alabama throughout the summertime. So to kick things off, Aaron, can you tell us a little bit about the background on these regional meetings, particularly how long they've been going on and why we started them?
Yeah, Josie, you're one of our newer team members, so you may not know the full background on the regional meetings, but they came out of the year 2020, which is a year that we don't talk about around here. However, one of the good things that came out of 2020 was we launched regional meetings, and they came about because in 2020 we couldn't have a lot of the events that normally go on. The county chapters, just were in kind of a bind, not getting able to meet. And so when we came out of that, we said, you know what, it would probably be good to just get out with the membership. Let's have some steak suppers, get together, and just meet. That's really what started the whole thing. And they ended up being pretty darn successful. And so I believe now this will be our fourth year in a row to have them. And each year has been a little different with how the meetings have been set up. They've kind of gone from more of like a social get together, membership drive type thing to now they're really moving into having some type of initiative behind them, or, something that people can come and just take something back home with them. So that's really kind of how they started. And, we're looking forward to year 4. I think this will be, we have 7 meetings this year, so that's more than we've ever had. So it's going to be good, but certainly we cannot do the regional meetings without sponsorship. That's been one of the things the leadership says every year is, yeah, Aaron, let's do those again, but make sure we've got funding behind them and sponsorships and support. So Josie, tell us a little bit about our great sponsors that we have and who's going to be helping us with these meetings this year.
We are definitely very thankful for the different organizations that come alongside of us and take the time to sponsor these meetings, as they are showing that they see the value in this membership. So this year we have Agoro Carbon Alliance, we have First South Farm Credit, the Alabama State Beef Checkoff, as always, and then Envu and the Livestock Marketing Association. And speaking of the Livestock Marketing Association, or the LMA, new for meetings this year, we're going to integrate the LMA's Producer Profitability Initiative. So, Aaron, can you tell us a little bit about that, specifically what members can expect to see at these meetings and how this is going to be involved this year?
Yeah, so we mentioned that, each year we do something a little different. And so for producers and members that are looking to attend the meetings this year, one thing that we want you to know is that we have teamed up with LMA. Last year, they launched this Producer Profitability Initiative, and it's really a way for them to gather a lot of information across the entire country and take this and really focus in on things we can do as an industry to try to move us forward. Basically it's that old saying, Josie, put the things aside that you can't maybe all agree on, but let's move forward with some things we can all agree on. And it's something we're looking forward to. I certainly think that it will give producers that come really that platform to be able, we're going to have mics set up. We want folks to feel like they can come to these meetings, and after dinner we're going to get things launched off, and you'll be able to come to the microphone and talk about some of the things that are, whether they're concerning to you. It could be anything from tax policy to, just things that keep you up at night, or maybe things that you think are going great in the industry as well. And the hope here is that we can take all of the information that we gather. LMA will be able to use some of it as they develop policy. And then I really think from the state perspective that we'll probably get some really great ideas, maybe to some of the things that we kick around, around here around the office, where you're just those tough nuts to crack sometimes.
Absolutely.
So it really will be a good forum for producers. You may not come and necessarily feel like you got that true traditional educational component, but I think it will definitely be eye-opening and something that producers, when they walk away, it'll definitely get you thinking more or less. And so that should be exciting. And, we great partner in LMA, Alabama LMA as well. And we think both organizations can probably grab something from this. People need to know where they're going and when, Josie. So let's get an idea. When are we kicking these things off and where are we going to be at?
Yeah, so this year we will be having 7 regional meetings across the state. So we're really trying to make this an accessible program to everybody and make sure that we can get as many producers out to these events as possible. We're going to kick it off in June. It's going to be a very busy month for regional meetings, but we're going to start it off at the Scottsboro Civic Center on June 11th, quickly followed by the Oxford Civic Center on June 20th. Then we'll turn around and go to the Armory in Greensboro on June 25th and wrap up that week at the Wetumpka Civic Center on June 27th. We'll take a quick break and then we'll head into July at the A.W. Todd Center in Russellville. July 23rd will be the Warehouse in Ozark, and we'll wrap everything up at the Gulf Coast Cattlemen's Meeting on August 9th at the Grace Fellowship Church in Atmore, and also meet with some great partners there as well.
We hope you're enjoying this week's podcast, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. Get benefits like this and so many more to stay connected to Alabama's beef cattle industry today by visiting us online at bamabeef.org/join.
We are very excited to come to all of these communities, but before you go register, we have a couple more details you need to know. So, Erin, can you share those with everybody, please?
Well, so all the meetings up until that one in August, they'll all be nighttime meetings. So, from June until that July 23rd meeting in Ozark, those are going to be 6 p.m. meetings. However, you mentioned, Josie, that we've teamed up with our friends in Extension. They put on a great conference down there in Atmore with that Gulf Coast Cattlemen's Meeting. And last year, we just felt like, that might be a great opportunity for us to bring our regional meeting into it and also maybe bump their attendance up. And so just trying to leverage all of our resources together to put on a nice event. And so looking forward to that. But with that being in conjunction with that extension meeting, that August 9th meeting in Atmore is actually going to be a lunchtime meeting. So that'll be, the 11 o'clock meeting on that one. So, but just really feel like we've got a nice setup of meetings. We've only done 6 in the past years, and I was sitting there looking at the map of Alabama, and I was like, man, we have just got to add one more to make sure that producers, feel like they can get to one fairly easy from the farm, within maybe an hour and a half at the most. So I think we've accomplished that this year. And so but we want producers to know, if you're coming to this, if you're a member, this event is free to you. There's no charge. So you come on in, it's a part of your membership. We do have guest plates available, or if you just want to join up when you come in the door there, we'll be glad to get you signed up as a member. But we do need some RSVP. So Josie, tell the good folks about how we can go about learning more about the meetings and also an RSVP.
Absolutely. We really hope to see everybody there, and make sure you tell your friends about it, whether they're members of the Cattlemen's Association or maybe bring some newbies in. As Erin mentioned, we can take care of that membership right there. We do need those RSVPs for food counts. So to do so, you can go to bamabeef.org/events, and each of the regional meetings are listed as an individual event there. So you can find all of the details for each specific event, where to go to, and we'll get you taken care of.
Folks, we've told you before, we're in downtown Montgomery. You probably just heard the sirens go by. Have no fear. It does not look like anything crazy is going on right here at the corner of Old Bainbridge and Adams, but just disregard the sirens. So, all right. Well, cool, Josie. Hopefully folks can get on the website, kind of pick which meeting they want to go to. One question I do get from time to time, people say, hey, do I have to go to the meeting in my region? No, hey, if you've got a job where you're traveling or something, if let's say that you live up in the Scottsboro region, let's say you're traveling to West Alabama the day of June the 25th when we're in Greensboro, come on to the June meeting there in Greensboro. We'll be glad to have you. That definitely is a question. We won't be carding at the door to see where your residence is.
Not at all. We're always happy to see our cattlemen wherever that may be. So make it to whatever meeting you can, but we'll be happy to see you regardless. And if you have any questions, feel free to follow up with us here at the office. We're happy to get you involved as best we can. Well, folks, y'all know what that sound means, so we're going to wrap up the Cattle Connect podcast for this Friday. Before we go, Erin, would you like to share 3 fast facts with our awesome producers out there that they can take with them on the road?
We love the fast facts. I'll take 2 and you take 1, Josie.
Sounds great.
Start off with, this is a good week for me personally, because we think the legislature is going to get wrapped up this week here in Montgomery.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. We're getting close to the finish line. We've got 3 days left. They'll either use all 3 this week or use 2 and then have 1 left over. But the last possible day they can meet is May 20th. So don't worry, we'll have a podcast wrapping up everything so we can tell you about all the great things that happened this session. Number 2, for all of our junior cattlemen out there, we know one of your favorite events of the summer is the AJCA Roundup. It's going to be in July, as we know. And I want you to know registration is going to be opening soon. You'll have that rules packet and all the good stuff. So y'all kind of be on the lookout for AJCA Roundup registration opening.
And now that we've talked all things events and what's going on in this season, let's look forward a little more in addition to Roundup. So summer grilling season is about to kick off. Typically in Alabama for us, that kicks off with Memorial Day. It's coming soon. Y'all go ahead and go dust your grills off and get all your utensils ready because it's time. It's time to bring that beef out and get cooking, y'all. So hopefully we'll be putting out some more content for that soon, give you some recipes and new ideas to try. But in the meantime, as always, beef, it's what's for dinner, and we hope to see you next week for the Cattle Connect podcast.
Well, folks, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Cattle Connect, brought to you by the Alabama Cattlemen's Association. Be sure to subscribe to get notified when our next episode goes live. And until next time, remember, beef, it's what's for dinner.